Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we certainly are. And here we are, questing again, questing. And I'm going to share this out to my friends over there in Facebook land. You feel free to share this on out to whatever platform that you like, or even the ones you don't like, because that would be very, very cool. We are live. Aren't we always live? Yes. Call in. There we go. Call to action. Now let's go back over to here and welcome. I'm also going to share it out to my Facebook page for the Truth Quest. And yeah, like that. Just all this. Yeah, we're doing it. Well, welcome. I hope that you're all having a fine Friday evening. Friends, it's beautiful out here in Door County, Wisconsin. There's definitely a crispness in the air. You got to wear a jacket. I wore my Invisimask shirt out today, and I had to wear a jacket over it because, you know, it was kind of cold. So there you go. But yeah, so there you go. So I always get comments on the shirt when I go out anywhere, and it's always positive. People are happy to, what is going on here? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Something's going up here. Something's afoot, folks. Well, hello, Mud Rabbit. Operation Shutdown. Mud Rabbit, thank you for the book. Yes, I was surprised to go out into my mailbox the other day, and lo and behold, a book that I used to own this book years ago, and I lent it out to a friend many years ago. And every time I see this person, it's like, oh, do you have that book? Oh, I gave it back to you years ago. No, you didn't. And then I heard one story was, oh, I found it just recently, but now I can't remember where I put it. But Mud Rabbit went out and she got me this book. My goodness. And it says, Aaron, the book you wanted. Enjoy, Mud Rabbit. Oh, isn't that sweet? It's Beings of Light, right? The Amazing True Story of Dorothy Wilkinson Izat by Peter Gatilla. Is it where his name is? Right there. Can you read it? It's kind of light to read, but it's just a fascinating book, and it's phenomenal. There's a lot of pictures in it, and we're going to get into that a little bit because I highly recommend it. It's not a very long read, so it's a quick read, but it's something that it's filled with information you're not going to find anywhere else. So I always really liked that story, and it has a lot of validity to it. Hello, Catherine Weiss. Hello, Jerry. Yeah, this book, man, I'm telling you. Now, there's a movie that goes along that actually was made after the book. Let me get my camera up here so I can see what the heck I'm doing here for you. See now, we got the movie, Capturing the Light, okay? And then the book, Beings of Light. Okay, they're both about the same person, Dorothy Izat. And I highly recommend the movie. I think you can find it on the intranet. Look it up. It's by Frank Longo. And it's a documentary film, 30,000 Feet of Proof. It's a great film, but the book has more pertinent information. You know, I as much as I love the movie, the book is better. Okay, usually the book is better, but the movie isn't just about, well, yeah, the movie only touches on a very small portion of the 30,000 feet of footage that she has. Okay, I mean, she's got like pictures from the inside of a UFO in the book, but not in the movie. She's got, you know, all these pictures, and you know, in the book they're just black and white book pictures. You know, they're not great pictures. I'll try and find that one. I'm going to be contacting this publisher and getting, you know, official permission to delve a little bit more into this. I'm sure they'll let me talk about it because it'll end up getting them sales. Like, here's a picture of a spaceship going up towards the mothership, like a smaller ship. You know, and I've seen the color version of that, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But I'm trying to find this one. She goes through a hypnotic regression where she goes back to Atlantean times, and I want to talk about that because that really fascinates me. This whole Atlantean time period, and she talks about. And here's the hands of the alien, and I have a color picture of the alien hands that she took a picture of inside the craft. It was like, you know, and here's the inside railing of a UFO. Look at this. Look at that. That's inside a UFO, folks. She's got pictures inside a UFO. And, you know, I wish they would have put that in the movie, but hopefully they'll do another movie because there's so much stuff here. I mean, it's incredible. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. This is like, wow, I was freaking out. So thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Did I tell you guys that when I landed, I opened up the hatch and there was William Shatner. And I said, William, you know, I thought I heard something hit the spaceship when I left. And he said, yeah, you know, I just want to get back into space. I said, well, you look a lot younger. I said, well, please don't do that again. Don't jump on my spacecraft again when I'm taking off. He goes, well, when's your next show? I told him when, and you know, I don't know if he tried it again. Let me see. Oh my goodness, there he is again. Although, let me see. I better do this with the camera. Oh, there he is. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Oh, he's shifting around. Oh, there he is. We got to get the Shatner into a stable orbit here. There he is. So there he is again. He did it again. He can't help himself. He wants to get back into space. You know, at this rate, he'll probably be an infant by the time he gets. Let me see. This side needs to go up a bit. That side go up. Does that work? There we go. That's a little bit more. See, he's really there. See? That's really him. Hi, William. He's really out there. It's a two-dimensional form. Yeah. He's sliding around. Yeah, he's slipping and a sliding, man. He is. You can't hold that guy down. Man, if he wants to go into space, there he is. Now, you know, I could have done this the new fashioned way, where I take the image and I just superimpose the image on top of the image and put a new background in. But no, I had to do the hard way. I had to print it out on my inkjet printer, cut it out carefully with the skizzers, and then tape it on and magnet it on. It's magnetized. So there he is. He's sliding around. Yeah. Isn't that incredible? The book sounds incredible. It does. You know, Dorothy Izat, she, you know, it's written by Peter Gattila. And when you watch the movie, Peter Gattila is a big part of the movie. And he's just, he's a great wordsmith, and he's a great orator. So he really adds a lot of flavor to the movie. And I'm telling you, the book, he's also a Bigfoot guy. I think that's what he's most known for. But he's an eloquent writer. He's a very eloquent writer, you know. So yeah, it's good stuff. So and let me just read off some of the chapters, and this will give you a good idea of what you can expect from this book. It's pretty phenomenal. Okay. Chapter 1, First Contact. There's a good place to start. Chapter 2, A Voice from Beyond. Chapter 3, Proof on Film. She had to prove it. She got it on film. Chapter 4, The Scientists. Yes, she got top scientists to look at her stuff and verify it. Back in the 70s. Chapter 5, The Light Beings Appear. Chapter 6, Hynek Returns. J. Allen Hynek gave his stamp of approval to her stuff, to her evidence. Chapter 7, The Speed of Light. Chapter 8, Why Dorothy? Chapter 9, Regression. That's really interesting. Chapter 10, Minari. That was her name back in Atlantean times, or right after Atlantis fell, or near the time when it fell. Chapter 11, Verification? Question mark. All right, chapter 12, Lady in White. Now let's read these round down the line. Okay, 13 is The Man with the Twinkling Eyes. 14 is The Night of the Green Mist. 15, To See or Not to See. Chapter 16, Coney Island. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah, I'm remembering this book. It's a great book. Chapter 17, Lights in the Living Room. Okay, chapter 18, Little Lights Lost. Oh, yeah. One Stormy Night. That's chapter 19. Chapter 20 is With the Light Beings. Chapter 21, Of Love and Light. And 22 is the epilogue. Okay, so Little Lights Lost. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that's where these little faces, she said there was like these little orbs with faces on them, came to her, and they were asking her how they could get back into space. And because they had hung on to the shuttle when it was in space, and that's how they got here. And she said, well, why don't you wait till the next rocket goes off and hang on to the rocket and go back into space? And she never saw him after that. Very interesting. But yeah, man. Coney Island too, that's, man. Yeah, so the book is from 2003 by Timeless Voyager Press. Peter Gattila is the writer. And it's just a fantastic book. What can I say? It's a fantastic book. When she's Minari, when she's being regressed, and she didn't think that she would be able to be regressed, but after she did, and even after the regression, she found herself, when she thought about it, she was getting moving images of stuff from the past. So, oh, he's falling again. I gotta put him back up there. Here we go. So let me see if I can find something in here that's, okay. So it's Dr. Polos is putting her under. And so Dorothy, now go back in time. the most relevant to the teachings of our friends, the entities. Do you recognize anyone? Dorothy. Friends. All women in white robes. I'm advising. My name is Minari. And I want to try a new experiment, which has to do with light. Oh, I'm in a big cave, many children laughing and playing. I work with energy and crystals, firestone crystals, cut into different shapes, and they draw light. The crystals are used for many things, depending on size, shapes, used for lighting caves, moving things in the air that fly. The more cuts in the crystal, the more power. They come from deep within the earth, difficult to do. Dr. Poulos. Where is your guidance coming from? Dorothy. From an old seer in the hills. Very old is he. He's my grandfather. His name is Mani. Dr. Poulos. Where are you, Minari? What country? Dorothy. The waters are very blue, and the sky too. I'm in Greece. And it's a long time ago, Dr. Poulos. How far back in time are you? Dorothy. It's a long time ago, more than 10,000. I think 10,500 years. Dr. Poulos. Was this before Greece as we know it? Dorothy. My country is known as Lycia, formerly that of Atlanton. Dr. Poulos. Was that the same as Atlantis? Dorothy. Yes, Atlanton. I'm in the house of Atlanton, 4th dynasty. I'm 18 years old and of noble blood. Dr. Poulos. Lycia related to Mincini? And who are you, Minari? What is your role there? Dorothy. Yes, Lycia is related to Mycenae, and a beautiful place. We investigate energy. The sun is the primary source, and I'm also a noble, as are my mother and father. I'm a princess, but we are living in caves, about 2,000 of us, and the caves are miles and miles long. We are hiding from the bad kings. They want to capture us and help them build weapons of war. And if we don't, they'll kill us. But we don't want to. That's what happened to our ancestor of Atlantis. They met destruction. We know this is not right. I'm protecting the children. We are all laughing in the caves, but we cannot go outside. It's too dangerous for us, for the children. So isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I just think this is so fascinating. Okay, Dr. Poulos, what do the caves look like? Are they natural? This is interesting. The caves are all white inside. They are natural, but we improved upon them. The caves go on for miles. They are all white. We added some smooth white porcelain-looking material around, and we built a lake in the middle, which we used for swimming. The water is kept warm from the crystals we used. Dr. Poulos, tell me more about the crystals. How do you acquire them? Dorothy, we get them from deep below. They're very difficult to extract, very deep beneath the Earth's surface. We must bore down quite deep. There are 2 kinds of crystals, blue and white ones. We call them firestones. Firestones. The old name for them is Ka-light, Ka-light. The blue stones are closer to the surface. The white ones are found down deep. Dr. Poulos, what are these crystals used for? Is this interesting to you? As I find this very fascinating. Yeah, I can't recommend this more. It's Contact with Beings of Light, The Amazing True Story of Dorothy Wilkinson Izat by Peter Gatilla. Peter Gatilla, yes. Great book, friends. So let me just continue a little bit more. The caves are all white inside. They are natural, but we improve. Oh, I already read that. Okay. What are the crystals used for? Many things. They heat the pools and lakes and light the caves. We grow things with them and use them for healing by light. For moving objects through the air, we must cut them in different shapes depending on what we need them for. The crystals are very useful. They sound extremely useful. Dr. Poulos, what else are the crystals used for? I'm glad he's asking these things. Well, during the time of my ancestors, in the days before Atlanton was no more, they used crystals as beacons, like a lighthouse. They used them to cut down mountains. If they wanted to build something, they would direct a beam of light and it would help them cut the sides of the mountain down. There you go. Got yourself some crystals. You can go carve some mountains, you know. You could do, you know, probably Mount Rushmore in a weekend. Okay. We use the same method too in the caves. When we want to clean up certain parts of the caves. Crystals are also the primary way we communicate with the beings. Okay, check this out. We have a crystal on the four corners of a special screen. Okay, the four corners, special screen. And in the center is where we get our information. And this is how they reach us, how they teach us to build flying machines. They project the information onto the screen and we communicate through the screen. The screen I can't explain. And so in this way, the crystals are used as receivers. So now think about this, because this was, now I believe this regression was done April 9th, 1979. So this was before computers really made their way in. So isn't this interesting? I mean, they use crystals for everything. I mean, probably got the idea from the Sleestack. Or the Sleestack got the idea. Remember Sleestack? From Land Before Time? Is that what it was? Okay. Dr. Poulos, is the power of the crystals innate to the crystal itself, or is it something more? Dorothy, the crystal is the vessel for the power, the energy that comes from it. It is a living thing, which I've always thought too. This energy comes from lots of places. We use the sun's energy too, Dr. Poulos. So you place the crystals in the sun, Dorothy? No. We have to bore a hole in the crystal with an instrument in order to use energy. It is like a conduit. And then we cap the crystal so the energy will not escape. Or sometimes we use special coils inside the crystal. Coils inside the crystal. So they bore a hole through it and then put like a metal cap so they can direct the energy. Wow. This is really land before the land of the lost. That's it, the land of the lost. Thank you. That's what my good friend Mike is talking about. I'm going to try and get the guy from the dad from Land of the Lost to be on the show. He lives in town here. So I met him once. Nice guy. So, yeah. Dr. Poulos. So did you encounter the light beings in Greece? Dorothy, yes. We used the crystals to communicate with them. They taught us how to build flying machines or craft. The crystals act as receivers. They help us to fly away from the danger of the bad kings. What is going on? Dr. Pelos asks. Dorothy says, the earth is breaking up. We need to get away, far away. Our friends in the sky are helping us with that. They've helped us build the ships that fly in the air so we can escape. We've all gone to different places. My group has gone to settle in the head of the Cobra. I won't return until the land settles down. It must be like earthquakes or something. Dr. Pelos. Is this head of the Cobra what we now call Egypt? Dorothy, yes. But then we all eventually will go to South America. We build temporary colonies and always leave one person there to oversee things. And then we go someplace else and do the same thing. Dr. Pelos, are these friends in the sky UFOs? Dorothy, no, I don't understand, no. They're just friends, people from another time, our helpers. Dr. Pelos. Did you take the crystals with you in the flying ship? Dorothy. Some, yes, but others we dropped into the sea. We didn't want the bad kings to get them. Too dangerous. Many had to be dropped into the sea too, because we had an accident on the ship. They could blow up. Wow. Dr. Pelos, could the crystals be found today anywhere in a museum? Dorothy, no, we dropped them in the sea, in the Delos, deep in the sea cave. It looks like a round ball with a rod attached to it. Round ball. There are like round holes, like in different parts of the ocean that are very deep. So there you go. There's a little bit from the book. How do you like that? Hey, Caillou Harris, how you doing? And Thinker, good to see you all here. Very good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the, whatchamacallit, the information on calling in. Okay, so this might be it. And thank you so much, Mud Rabbit. Wow. What a surprise. You know, I mentioned this book, I don't know how many episodes ago. So she must have been listening, taking notes. She's a good person. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. Oh, I'll also get the one touch mobile thing, the one tap mobile. All right. There we go. We're copying and pasting like the pros. Look at that, almost, but not really. Well, I just feel very lucky to be thought of that way. And thank you for the little note inside. That was very sweet. Very, very cool. You know, every alien or UFO book I've ever lent out, I've never gotten back. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you're going to lend out a book, make sure you got 2 of them just in case it doesn't come back, right? That's right. You know, I was reading a book once, and I really love owning books, because I was reading a book from the library once, and you know, I checked this book out and I read a little bit of it, and you know, it was like getting close to the due day. I started reading it more, and it was like the last day I had to like bring it in at the end of that day. I thought, you know what? I don't have much left to read. I could probably read it today, but just in case I'm not able to read it all today, I'm going to go recheck it out. So I went to go recheck it out in the library, York County Library here, Sturgeon Bay. And I said, I don't have to bring this in until tonight, but I want to like recheck it out so I can make sure I have enough time to read it. I probably can read it today, but. And then she runs the numbers. She goes, "No, sorry, it's in the system. This was ordered by someone else." I'm like, "What?" I said, well, why don't you just let me read it for the rest of the day? I'll bring it in. I'll even stay here and read it, and I'll give it to you. Nope. What? I was so upset. I went right out and I bought that book. And it was The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. And it was a very cool book. Cool book. If you ever want to know about string theory, I would highly recommend that book. He goes through all of Einstein's theories and describes them very plain English, like anybody can understand it, even me. And so it's a lot of fun to learn all that stuff. And he gives some very interesting insights into string theory. Like there's like 11 different dimensions in string theory and all these kind of things. But yeah, I was in shock. I'm like, well, can't you just let me read it? And so owning books does have its perks, and believe me, I'm not going to lend this out to anybody. Nope. Because it's a special book now because it's got personalized writing inside it. So that's fantastic. Hello, White Horse. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. Okay, let's get on into it, shall we, folks? I don't know if I ever showed you this before, but this is a close-up picture of an alien's nostrils. Now, maybe you've never seen an alien's nostrils before, but here it is. Now, this comes from the Stan Romanek case, and he had a camera. We talked about this before. He had a camera in his family that went missing for a couple weeks. And then one day, lo and behold, the camera was all of a sudden just right on the kitchen counter. Like it definitely wasn't there the day before, the days before when it was missing. And on the camera, the last couple pictures were alien selfies. Now, was this just someone in a mask making, pulling his leg? Who knows, right? But it's a mystery. Here's one of the pictures. Here's the nostrils. Now, in the other picture, you can't see the nostrils. So they must be, very faint, but this is a close-up picture. And it's a kind of a goofy picture. But here's another picture. And now you can see in this picture, this is in the same film. Now in this one, oops, go. Sure, it's here somewhere. There it is. Bless me. Bless me again. All right. So let's zoom in on this. So here you don't see any nostrils because there's a bright amount of light coming in here, flooding out the nostril area where the nostrils might be. But you can see the reflection in the eyes here. See, I think this is an incredible picture. It really, I think it shows a real live alien, and it was one of these selfies on his cell phone. I mean, it doesn't look like an alien mask that you can buy, because there are some of those around, but let's take all the color out of it. Let's put more color into it. Let's sharpen it up a bit. Let's do this. See if we can. Well, you know what? I can't find any nostrils. The nostrils just aren't showing up because there's a flood of light right there. So, but yeah, that's an interesting picture, wouldn't you say? I've always thought that that was a good picture of an alien. Oh, and my picture up in the corner is, if I move it down, will that help? I'm not sure if that'll transfer like that. But Android, you think it's an Android? Yeah, could be. You never know. Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, I'm gonna hit. I got number 14 as my lucky number. Thanks. Hey, just Josh, good to see you here. So yeah, I think this is a real alien, friends. I think it's totally real, and there was like 3 or 4 pictures snapped. I just showed 2 of them. One is an extreme close-up of the nostrils, and then there's this one. This is like the best one, I think. I definitely think so. Yeah. It's not going to move. So there we go. So there's that. Thank you, Mud Rabbit, for putting my address. For those of you who need my address, maybe you can't see the chat. It's HGNP, Hot Games and Puzzles, Aaron, P.O. Box 711, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, 54235. Email is hotgamesandpuzzlesllc@gmail.com. There we go. And that's what that is. So you think it's an Android, but not real. I guess it's hard to tell from a photograph. Now, according to Bernie Mendez, they do have organs inside of them. Some of them do. Now, if you read the book, do I have it here? Alien Interview. If you read the book Alien Interview, apparently Errol, the pilot of the craft, he was occupying a doll body, which was non-organic. However, some of the other people on board were of a different typology, and they were flesh beings, flesh bodies. They were inhabiting flesh bodies, and they did not survive the crash. And that's, the 6-fingered one was the one that also verified by Bernie Mendez. He said, yes, that's a real alien, the 6-fingered one. He's seen many, many, many autopsies, and that was definitely one of the aliens. Bernie Mendez, he worked for Nixon back in the 70s, and he was one of the few people in that the military had that could speak with and communicate with these extraterrestrials. And he was briefed on all kinds of things. And so he's going to be on the show hopefully on Wednesday morning. So watch for that. Early. Yeah, quite frankly, had an interesting show tonight. Yes, aliens discussed. Yes. Right. Yes. I just caught the tail end of that. I'll have to go and listen to it again. It sounded interesting, though, to check it out. But yeah, contact with beings of light. Dorothy Izat, she was a devout Christian. She was a Catholic, and she was seeing these extraterrestrials. They're visiting her and communicating with her. And her church tried to tell her, no, they're demons and this and that. And she's like, no, they don't seem like demons to me. They don't seem like they're bad. She just always got positive energy from them. And so very interesting. Very, very interesting. And so why don't we just take a look at that 6-fingered extraterrestrial that was in the same craft as Errol. Errol being in the doll body, whereas this poor unfortunate chap, he expired in the crash. There's a big gouge in his leg here. It's not shown very much here, but it's ripped out pretty much. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers and a thumb. That's 6 fingers total, friends. And his toes were the same. Okay, and so he verifies that. So there are 2 examples now of movie footage of real extraterrestrials, one alive and one dead. It's this one. Bernie Mendez verifies that this is real. And also Skinny Bob. Skinny Bob is real as well, according to Bernie Mendez. And he communicated with Skinny Bob. He knows Skinny Bob. Apparently, he's got a special arrangement that he can come and go as he pleases because he's such a nice guy. But this poor chap that expired. But now they were going to shock Errol out of his body, or they were going to shock him and capture him. But he left his body before they shocked him and went back to his ship because there were other bodies there for him to inhabit. And Errol said that it won't matter. It won't matter if we have the doll body to examine, because there's nothing in it that's from our universe, and we won't be able to figure it out, and it won't do us any good. We won't be able to make anything out of it. So there's this very creepy, very real dead alien, very sad indeed. And they did pull organs out of it. However, they had to do it very quickly because it was decomposing very rapidly. And so and some people who witnessed the autopsy, who have done autopsies, were saying, oh, they're doing that kind of quick. They had to. They were on a very tight time schedule to get this done before the body just turned to jelly. It was decomposing very quickly, and it was a horrifying stench. They had to be in these completely contained suits because it was a horrible stench, and they had to watch from behind the window because it was terrible, just horrible, horrifying. Yes, it certainly was. But luckily we have this footage, and it's not a female. Some people think it's female. No, it's no sex at all. When they showed like where the sex organs would be, and it looks like a female, but it's just not a female. It's not a male or a female. It's like a eunuch. There's no sex organs in it. It's not what it was made for. So yeah, these biological bodies are more fragile. So the doll bodies are more durable, apparently. Kind of like a robot. So there you go. There you go. How do you like that? It's a real dead alien. And that's very sad, but it's very, very sad. It's always very, very sad. And I'll have to go over here and look up Skinny Bob. Now, you can get the Skinny Bob t-shirt at the merch shop. At my merch shop, I got a Skinny Bob t-shirt. And Skinny Bob just rocks. And we're putting the word out again. Hello, Michelle and me and Mimi. We're putting the word out, friends, to alert Mr. Skinny Bob that he's invited to call in to the show anytime he wants, because he's that cool of a guy. There he is, Skinny Bob. Skinny Bob, and you can see his eyes. See, they're littler eyes. He's got black around his eyes, probably because he never sleeps. And but he's got little eyes, and they do blink. He's got big eyelashes and eyelids that blink. So he just looks like he has totally black eyes, but he doesn't. This particular one doesn't. And look at his fingers and his hands. Look how real these things look. I mean, this is incredible. And again, the footage is from the KGB, and Bernie Mendez says that this is an actual real alien, and the footage is phenomenal. If you ever seen the footage. And oh, I know what I was going to do, friends. I want to show you that video of, it's the what you call it? Trailer for the movie, for the Dorothy Izat movie, and I think you're gonna like it. If I can find it, I thought I had it on here. Isn't it? Well, that's very strange. I'm not seeing it. What do you think about Alec Baldwin, friends? I mean, my goodness. Apparently, he was ranting about POTUS 45. And then he shot that girl, killed her, and then he shot someone else. Didn't stop after the first shot. And I'm telling you that, thank goodness for the meme lords out there, because we got some awesome memes, right? The meme lords, they're really doing a number. There. How do you like that? Alec Baldwin has killed more people than all January 6th protesters. Change my mind. Yeah. What? You know, if he just would have joined the NRA, he would have had gun safety lessons. But no, he has to be one of these anti-gun. Now, I was an anti-gun person, so I can relate to that position. However, I have seen the light, and the only thing keeping us from being overrun by foreign countries is the fact that most of our citizenry are armed to the hilt, and it would be a door-to-door thing, and that wouldn't be feasible for any country. So we can thank them for having freedom. I mean, freedom has to be defended. I mean, people want to invade this country. Guess what? If there were no guns, what would stop them, right? So there you go. I love some of the memes that are coming out. The Alec Baldwin memes are, and I also saw when it said, let's go Baldwin. Let's go Baldwin. Yeah, isn't that something? Wow, telling you. I'm just telling you. Gosh, you look at some of the ads today, and there's no humor in ads, right? I mean, going back to my rant about how everything was better in the past. By the way, everything was better in the past. And maybe we'll get back to that point sometime. But even the ads had humor to them. Now, here's an ad that you might have seen, and it's got an awful lot of humor. And please try to appreciate the humor in this. Okay? It's because to me, it's very funny. Okay. Yeah, poor Alec Baldwin. He's suffering from TDS so bad that he killed someone over it. Maybe she was a Trump supporter. I mean, it's just sad. But here is an ad from yesteryear that, I don't know if it's supposed to be humorous. I don't know. The ad had to have been approved by somebody or a group of people or the company, right? I mean, maybe you've seen this floating around the intro now. What do you think? Yes, it's the famous action pants. Yes. Well, look at that. By Sansabelt. Would you perchance be wearing action pants by Sansabelt? A man of action needs to wear pants of action. Sansabelt. The only slack with the patented action zone. And look, there's the action zone. Even the dog is transfixed on the action zone. The woman seems very intrigued. She'll go anywhere he brings her. Why? Because he's got action pants on. Look at this. Now with extra large snack sack. What is this? Shempley's department store. Shempley's department store. Now I haven't seen Shempley's at the mall recently. Maybe this ad campaign didn't quite work out for them. I can't imagine why, because they really had the humor down good. Maybe this wasn't supposed to be humorous, but I don't know. You guys like this? Really popular in the 70s? Oh yeah, Mud Rabbit? I was living in the 70s. I don't remember them. Yeah. Yeah. Someone even said that Trump should come on Saturday Night Live and play Alec Baldwin. That would be uproarious. I bet they'd get higher ratings for that than they've ever gotten. Hey, Abby, action pants. Yeah, I just think this is so funny. Oh my God. Who approved this ad? I mean, it's hilarious. All right, now, okay, we got the shot almost ready. We got to get the dog has to be looking at the action zone. All right. Oh man. Snack sack. Yeah, what is that snack sack? I don't know. They say laughing is good for you, so let's all let out a big belly laugh because this is hilarious. Chuck Norris sold action pants. Yes, I did see some ads with him. Yes, but I don't know, man. Were they as effective as this? Were they as funny as this? I don't know. Oh man. The guy looks totally, he's totally with it. He's like, yeah, I'm the action man. I got the action pants with the action zone. Funny how they had to cover it up, you know? So funny. So hilarious. Diamond guest jeans. Yeah. So there you go. Ads of yesteryear had some humor to them. Or maybe they were trying to be hip. I don't know. Was that hip? Was that what crowd are they going for there? I don't know. Who's your market? Happy Friday. Hey, Cajun Jules, how you doing there? And CL, good to see you here. Mimi, Beatrice, hello there. Yeah, that is really funny. You know, we like to have fun here, right? Because it gets kind of thick when you're looking at aliens all the time, right? Yeah. So you know, okay, here's something that I just saw on my Facebook page, my Facebook feed. Someone posted this, and it's a very interesting picture. What do you think of this? Okay, get rid of those action pants. Oh man, those action pants. I guess I'll have to go over here and wait for it. Upgrade that. So feel free to call in if you want to. And also, if you super chat, we'll read your message. And so here it is. It's a picture of a cloud formation. As you can see, they're rather disc-like. And even in the distance, you can see some disc-like shapes in the clouds. I don't think it's a flying saucer, friends. I just don't think that it is. I think that this kind of thing can happen naturally. Hi, Abby. But I thought it was very interesting. It looks like it's the sun there shining through, but it's like coming down. Like it must be like a super cold spinning air something. Maybe it's going to be a tornado. I don't know. Maybe it is a couple of flying discs in there. What do you think? Excuse me. So yeah, I'm you know, after reading this Contact with Beings of Light, that regression, you know, I have some crystals around here somewhere. I finally bought some. I might be, you know, cutting into them a little bit and wrapping metal around them to see if I can carve some mountains. What do you think? But I think she said that you have to go deep within the earth to get these firestone crystals. So there you go. That's that. It's just, I think it's just clouds, but very peculiar looking. And definitely I would take a picture of it if I saw that. Wow. Oh, I forgot to show you this last time, friends. This spot on my arm got bigger. Okay, it's starting to fade now, finally, but it got bigger. It's like a bruise. Kind of hard to get. Yeah, it got a little bigger. They usually, after I see them the first time, they usually start fading right away. This one got darker. And yesterday and the day before, it was even darker. So is that proof of anything? No. Is it a mystery? Yeah. You know, cloud cigar. Okay. Sounds good. Cloud cigar. Yeah, you have crystal collection. Maybe you should find their uses. Yeah, start cutting into them and putting metal on them and see if you can carve them up. But be careful, man. You might, yeah, you might cut your neighbor's car in half by accident. That wouldn't be good. Be careful. Be careful with your crystals, friends. And they're living beings. You know what you said in the book. I've always thought that they're living beings. Remember, because Corey Good communicated with these giant crystals, these purple crystals in the inner earth, and they downloaded into him. He talks about it in the interview I had with him. And he can't remember even what they said because it was so much at one time. It was just like a opening up the dam. So there you go. So feel free to call in. No one's called in yet. So, but we're hoping to get someone to call in today. So feel free. 24 people watching, fantastic. And 21 likes, that's pretty darn good. So if you want your lucky number, hit that like and share it on out because we're at 2,270 subscribers. And I want to hit 3,000 is my next goal, or maybe 2,500 would be a good goal. Anything. So the more you share it out, the more people know about it because, you know, YouTube's not recommending my shows to anybody. You know, I don't think they are. So tell Captain Kirk, leave you alone. He won't put bruises on you. Yeah, maybe he's like wrestling me. Maybe I'm sleepwalking or something. Who knows? Maybe I should get some motion cameras and put them in my house. Right? What's the subject tonight, Aaron? Anything we want it to be. We were talking about Dorothy Izat. Oh, you know what else I have to do? I have to figure out why I can't share that screen. Why I can't share that video. Oh, that's not it. Nope. Looking for the video. Looking for the video. No. Isn't that odd? Now, because I thought it was here. That's not it. It's so weird that it's not coming up on here. Maybe I gotta scroll all the way down. Oh, maybe here it is. Got it. All right. All right, you ready for this, friends? This is the trailer, the first trailer for the movie Capturing the Light. And so here it goes.
Light appears. They said, what we're showing you is to prepare you.
You're seeing things, you're hearing things not normal.
For her to be seeing it as regularly as she did, I found that really hard to rectify.
If I didn't see it, it's not there. That's all there is to it.
We all thought I was imagining it. I said, I've got to prove it. And we started filming.
You can't even do that. You can't make it up.
Mrs. Izet is presenting us with an entirely different view of UFOs, extraterrestrial visitation, and what it means to mankind.
We're not easily swayed by things. We're really moved. I'm almost getting goosebumps talking about it.
This is hard physical evidence.
Amazing. Irrefutable proof. The smoking gun proof.
The more you look at this footage, it does affect you as a human being. Be prepared. You're going to change looking at this stuff.
What I'm experiencing is I'm sharing it. Take it or leave it.
What do you think about that? Wow. It's a fantastic movie. I'm telling you, it's a great, great movie. So check it out. Check it out because it's a great, great, super great movie. So yeah. And now I got the book, the companion, because if you get the movie, get the book too, because it goes much more in depth. Yeah, they don't even talk about the regression in the movie. So I think that's some of the most explosive material that she has, is talking about how she saved. And it's a tunnel in Greece, in a cave system. She went to Greece later after she had this regression because she couldn't stop thinking about it. She went to Greece and found out from the locals there that there's like a legend from ancient times that said that this woman used these tunnels to save children, these labyrinth of tunnels. So interesting. I'm not sure if the full movie's on YouTube or not. It might very well be, but it's you know, I don't know, I got the DVD, and when you got the DVD, then you can watch it anytime you want, you know, pop it in with friends or over, and everything else like that. So let me just read the back of this for you. It says, since 1974, mother and grandmother Dorothy Izat has been filming otherworldly images in the sky with her home 8mm camera. After years of psychological and technical tests, her work continues to shake logic and critics alike. Now, after 30 years of filming and armed with over 30,000 feet of film, Dorothy is ready to share her body of work with the world. Fantastic. Capturing the Light takes a unique and candid look into the life of a contactee, her family, and the effects of this phenomenon has on their lives. The events that take place during the making of this documentary, along with Dorothy's body of work, will leave you questioning your own beliefs as to whether or not we are really alone, which we are not alone. For one thing, we have each other, but there's just a multitude of life out there. There's more life than you can shake a stick at. But the life on this planet is very special. Like Bernie says, there's way more bugs, way more disease than any other planet, way more animals. We got way more of everything than anybody else. And that's why they don't like to stay here. And other planets, they don't have weather. They don't have bad weather. Like here, you got hurricanes, you got earthquakes, you got storms. They just don't have that on these other planets where they have stable and, you know, environments. He said they don't even have worms in the soil. So there's nothing to get sick from. There's no birds flying around. There's a very, very little amount of life on these other planets. So we're lucky to be living in this cornucopia. There's like what, 700 or 800 different or 400 different kinds of ducks, right? And like, I think there's thousands of different kinds of beetles. And not only do you have thousands of different kinds of beetles, you also have what? John, Paul, George, and Ringo. There's 4 more beetles. So it never ends. There's just so much life on this planet. So, and disease and bugs, and, you know, that's why they don't stay very long. Bernie says they don't like staying very long. He says they can catch something from us, but we can't catch anything from them. They don't have anything for us to catch. They've eradicated all disease from their worlds. But so when they come here, it's like, oh man. And then the Giovanna case, the aliens were covered with this glow-in-the-dark material that when they left handprints on her arm and on the windowsill. And when they tested it, it was a material. It wasn't just glow in the dark stuff that you can buy at the craft shop. It's something that you need a particle accelerator for. And these aliens said they put this on their bodies so they don't, so nothing gets transferred from body to body. They don't want to catch anything from us. What is the real number? Well, it's my personal number, just Josh. Yeah, did 40,000 beetles. Yeah, and what about termites? Were termites in the ark? Got to keep them on the upper deck, not on the lower deck. Keep them on the upper deck. Keep those fleas up there. Or those termites. Let's see. Well, if you go on my Facebook page, you can find my phone number. Facebook page, Aaron Moriarty. It's listed there. I just don't want to give it out here. But yeah, and Zoom is free to download it, to get the app on your phone or whatever. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And then you can call in on other shows that use Zoom too. Right? Or if you have a job that sometimes they have Zoom meetings, so you might need it if you get a job that has that. Like I had a job that we had Zoom meetings, so I had to have it. Yeah, there's two numbers there. There's numbers there you can dial. Hey, Austin. Some of those critters must have been stowaways. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, the unicorns were a day late for the ark, weren't they? Unicorns and that dinosaurs. Oh man, was that today? You seen the cartoon? Abby, you have to go. All right, see you soon. Thanks, Abby. Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciated having you here. We appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We really, really super appreciate it. And tell all your friends, say, hey, there's this crazy weird guy named Aaron. And he's just some weird guy. You should subscribe to him, because then maybe he won't be so weird. Or maybe he'll be weirder. We'll have to see. Hi there, Austin. Yeah, have a good night. Have a good dream, Abby. Have a really cool dream. That's the cool thing. If you go to sleep and you're thinking about something, think, okay, I want to dream about this, and you just drift off. Chances are you will dream about it. Try that. I've done that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But how about dreams? Have anybody had any weird dreams? I've had some weird dreams. I had a dream that I could fly. I could fly, but I could only fly like 6 inches off the ground. And I'm like flying like on the side of the road, and there's rocks like hitting my stomach, and going over little hills, and you can't quite see what's over the hill. And then I went over this one hill, and it wasn't a hill, it was a cliff, and I was falling because I only had like a 6-inch cushion. And then I woke up before I landed, thank goodness. Because I heard if you land before you wake up, you might not wake up. I don't know if that's true or not. It's an old wives' tale. Is it wise tale or wives' tale? I don't know. Oh yeah. Spaghetti with turkey skin fat. Yeah, you gotta be cutting some Z's with that, Jerry. Yeah, that does it to you. That's yeah, turkey. It's good stuff. You know, when I used to eat meat, I used to like turkey. Turkey was one of my favorites. The dark meat. I like the dark meat. thighs and the. But I can't do that anymore. That's too much empathy for the poor little critters. So, yeah, I've eaten enough animals. I feel bad about it. I feel bad that I was contributing to the thing that was causing all those critters to get turned into food. But I'm not one of these people that's going to judge anybody, because I ate meat most of my life. I'm not judging anybody. It's just everyone has a personal thing. Wives' tale, Jerry? I think that's what it is too. Wives' tale. So there you go. Yeah. So I'm a vegetarian now. So I did have a couple years ago, I had just a little bite of my mom's turkey, because that was always such a tradition. And I got to say, it didn't match the memory. And so I just have no desire to eat meat anymore. It doesn't even match what my memory is better than what it is. So can't improve upon that. So I'm having fun eating nuts and oatmeal and fruit, bananas, and fruit and bananas, they're so sweet. So sweet. Oh, it's Terry Hopper's in the house. There he is. Now, if a fight breaks out, he can be the ref. Terry Hopper's in the house. Awesome. Glad to see you here. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna share something. What is it gonna be? What will it be? Here's something I just discovered today. Sansevelt. Oh man. Where is it? Can we find it? We're not finding it. Where could it be? I hope it's showing up. I better get back to the channel here. See what's happening. There it is. So this is a dream car built, I believe, in 1956 or 55. A Chrysler dream car for a show, but the public never got to see it. It sunk in a ship to the bottom of the Atlantic. I say we need to go and get it. Look at this thing. This thing is beautiful. Man, look at that thing. No one ever saw this. I mean, this is maybe one of the few pictures that exists from it. It was heading on its way to the show, to the car show. But look at that. It's got, there's no metal beam here, okay? Now, this car probably would not pass the flip over test now. Oh, and look at here. It looks like it has hideaway headlights. Whoa, look at that. Oh, awesome. That is too cool for school, man. Look at that thing. That's blazing. Look at that thing. That car reminds me of that city in Montana. It's a real beaut. So cool. Too cool for school, I say. Man, too bad that thing didn't make it into the showrooms. It might have inspired the next generation of Chryslers. Maybe they would have been sold more cars because they had a cooler looking car. if this thing would have, because a lot of times when a show car hits the show scene, it can have a dramatic effect on the design style in the next few years. So this could have spurred on some very interesting, but I just don't trust this glass without the pillar there. I mean, it would be great for visual, for vision, but also when you turn glass that tightly, you get warpage. So even though it's clear, you're going to get like warped view right there because it's such a dramatic turn. Maybe it isn't. Maybe they figured that out. But I think it's a very cool design for a 1950s car. Golden Age of automobiles. Yes, fantastic stuff. So that is at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean for anyone to grab. And maybe someone still has a claim to it. Maybe you'd probably be able to sell it for like $1 million. Probably not in very good shape. But I say my brother could probably restore it. I say let my brother restore it. Give him a couple million, he'll restore it. Maybe they could come out with that. Wouldn't that be cool if they brought that up out of the ocean and they said, we're going to build it just like it is. We'll put a modern drivetrain in it and sell this thing like it is. Wouldn't that be cool? Wow. Man, why don't they do stuff? If they did stuff like that, it would be a much more interesting planet to live on, wouldn't it? I would think so. All right. I saw this today, and this made me quite sad. Here's Department of Corrections versus the Department of Education. Corrections over here, Department of Education over here. See how similar this is? I often thought in school it seemed like prison. Look at this. It's like a prison. Actually, it looks like the food's pretty much interchangeable, except they got a corn dog here, and here there's got the dog. No corn, no stick. Maybe they can't trust him with the stick. But there you go. That's what they're getting the kids used to. So then when they get this, isn't this sad? Isn't this sad? Now, you know what I wonder? I wonder in the Department of Corrections, how big is their budget for whiteout? Must be pretty high. Corrections? I always thought I could get a job in corrections because I was always good with whiteout. Ba-doom-pa. Something like that. Here's your dad joke. So that's kind of a sad testimony to society today. Isn't that sad? No chairs to throw in prison. Yeah, that's right, Jerry. Yeah, Sovietization of USA. Oh, Austin. Yeah, could be. I tend to say now it's the Chinification of America because, in China they wore the masks. Now we're wearing the masks in China, and that's China has infiltrated every single aspect. So have the Russians. They're probably working in hand, maybe, possibly. Who knows, right? But what would they do if they took over America? I mean, just turned it into a crap hole, and it wouldn't be an inspiration to anybody anymore. So we can't let that happen. Oh, the juvenile prison ate really well compared to schools? Oh, that's kind of sad, isn't it? Kind of good, but kind of sad. Yeah. Yeah, school lunches. They were, man. I remember we had something called mock chicken leg. I kid you not. Mock chicken leg. And it was a paper stick, like a tightly wound white paper stick, like thicker than about twice as thick as a sucker's stick. And on the end of it was this pressed piece of, I don't know, ground up turkey or chicken or some kind of meat pressed in a shape that's supposed to look like a part of an animal. Ugh, it was just disgusting. Mock chicken leg. Like they're just mocking the chicken. So there you go. Mock chicken. Anyone else have the mock chicken leg? Or is that only in Mound? M-O-U-N-D. M-O-U-N-D. Everybody now. That was one of the, like a turkey pop. Yeah. Did you have turkey pops? Is that what they called them? But yeah, the mock chicken leg was never any good. And the soybean burgers, you know, they were all soybean, right? Right? Boy. West Tonka food, LOL. Yeah, West Tonka. Oh, Thinker, are you from West Tonka? How do you know about West Tonka? Mound, West Tonka. Yeah. Yeah. Mound. From the Indian burial mounds. Mystery motor meat. Probably a roadkill possum. Yeah, could be. Hope it's not the awesome possum. Oh. I gotta show you this, friends. I'm working on this little, the second Awesome Possum book. Awesome Possum Goes to School. So I got it pretty far now. I got, you know, some pages here going. This is just my sketchbook, my sketches of some of the stuff. Here's Miss Moose. Okay, there's Miss Moose. You can see her. It's not that clear yet. And there's Awesome Possum raising his hand. And so this page, it's like, Miss Moose asks the class, who knows the ABCs? Awesome Possum does. He also knows his 1, 2, 3s. Hey, he's a pretty smart kid. Smarter than me. And let's see, any other page I can show you here that looks halfway decent. We did the Pledge of Allegiance last show. That was cool. The Pledge of Allegiance. These are too light. I didn't darken them up too much. So there you go. That's the, I got like 22 pages of the 32 pages sketched out. Then after I get these sketched out, I'll go and do a refined drawing of each page and fix it and make it look better and digitize it and get it all, you know, ready to send to the book publisher, publish it, self-publish it. So we'll have those to sell someday. So it's going to take a while to draw it all and to digitize it all and everything else like that. But it's a cute book. It's the second book in the series. I'm redoing the art in the first book to make it a little more difficult on myself. Oh, there's a bar in the Keys that serve a pretty awesome garden burger, but the ones you get in the store don't taste the same. Yeah, you know, when I first became a vegetarian, I was kind of enthralled by this veggie burger thing. And I was eating them going, oh yeah. And I discovered veggie hot dogs. I'm like, whoa, a veggie hot dog? I was so shocked that a veggie hot dog tastes exactly like a hot dog. There's no difference at all. I thought, wow, how did they get this to taste so much like a hot dog? Like, wait a minute. Maybe there's not much meat in a real hot dog. Maybe it is all just fake. But yeah, but now I have no desire. I don't want anything that even looks like, smells like, or tastes like meat. I'm disgusted by meat. For me personally, for personal eating, I don't mind if someone's eating with me and they're eating meat. I don't mind watching them eat. It doesn't bother me. I just personally can't eat it myself. It's a personal decision. It has nothing to do with any, you know, The last thing I want to be is one of these judgmental people, because, you know, that's the next shirt I probably want to make is one of my quotes. Being judgmental is being judgmental, right? Being judgmental is being judge-mental. Yeah. Shouldn't judge people. We shouldn't judge people. I mean, we can laugh at them. That's different. That's not judging. West Tonka food. Yeah. Make me suspicious. Still need a Zoom thing? What kind of thing do you need? Did you download it onto your, I think you need to, or just dial in. And it might say, get the app or something. I'm not sure. I don't ever use my phone for hardly anything, so I'm not the person to ask. Yeah. Why do vegetarians want to eat anything that resembles meat? I don't. Because of course, Ayn Rand says you must judge and be judged. Really? Hi, Deplora Laura. Hi, Laura. Haven't been getting your notifications. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, make sure that you're, if you're subscribed, make sure you go back and check and see if you are subscribed and hit the bell again and hit all notifications so that you'll get, cockroach meat in it too. Yeah, hot dogs. Yeah. I worked with a fella, the first daycare I worked at, I worked with this guy named Bob Wojak, and he was, he used to work for Schweigert Meats. In Minnesota, there was a meat company called Schweigert, and they had a slogan: Schweigert makes it better. Schweigert makes it better. I mean, you heard it all throughout your childhood. It's like burned into your brain. So here I am working at this elementary school at Latchkey daycare, an in-school daycare, Latchkey. And my boss, Bob Wojak, is telling me that he used to work at Schweigert. And he said one day they got a truckload of meat in, and the meat had gone bad. Something happened, and the meat was all spoiled, and it was rancid. And so my ex-boss was like, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to throw it away? And the boss said, no, we're not going to throw it away. Are you kidding me? You know what's the money that's worth? No, we'll just take this new truckload of meat that's fresh. I will mix it until it's better. Schweigert makes it better. Ah, this is what they're doing, people. Meat, think about it doesn't last very long. They do things to the meat to make it look like it's still good. I don't know. I can't do it anymore. It's gross. Schweigert makes it better. Processed. And we used to make hamburger at the grocery store. We used to make our own hamburger. If you ever seen it being made, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You would never want to eat it again if you saw how it was made. It was absolutely disgusting. So anyway, enough of that. You know, my favorite fruit, I think, boy, it's got to be between a banana and a pineapple, which means I probably should live on some island somewhere. Probably live for free, just eating bananas and pineapples all day, right? Yeah, I'm watching the participants area here. There's still just me. Oh, and I have to open up a chat in here. There's the chat button, and lengthen it a little bit and type a secret message. Yeah, Alec Baldwin. There's more Alec Baldwin memes today than anything else. Well, when you're such a loudmouth like him and you are so belligerent and so angry and so hate-filled, this is what happens, people. Hate is a very powerful, bad thing. I mean, when you hate, it can, I mean, that's when you stub your toe. That's when you step on a rake and it hits you in the face. And hate and anger, what did Yoda say about hate and anger? It's very, very eloquent. I can't remember what it was, but hate brings anger, anger brings something, but it's never good. So Alec Baldwin hates the POTUS, the Honorable Donald J. Trump so bad. He hates him so bad, and he's an anti-gun guy that on the set of the movie he's directing, it's called Rust. I think it's rusting to nothing now, hopefully. He picks up a gun and he points it at someone and shoots it, kills him, and he shoots again twice. What, did he think they were just acting? Oh, they must have had fake blood. What a creep. What a creep. Now, Dan Bongino, I watched him today. He said that, his early training, they said, never, ever point a gun at anybody, ever, loaded or unloaded, unless you're willing to take their life in that very instant, because it might happen if you're pointing a gun at someone. So you never point a gun at anybody unless you intend to kill them right then. Never do it. And if he would have taken one gun lesson, he would have learned that. But of course, he never did. I hope, has he been arrested yet? Has anybody heard? Because imagine if someone on the other side of the political spectrum did that. Do you think they would have been arrested by now? Oh, yeah. I think you'd be seeing 24/7 coverage of it. And it would never end. But so is he arrested? He killed somebody. And he was ranting about Trump when he was doing it. This guy has deadly TDS. TDS is deadly. And that's what hate can do to you, friends. Hate can push you to do things that you never would do because hate is so horrible. Please don't hate. You know what? When I took my daycare course, daycare training, they tell you that you should never disparage the other parent in front of your children. And I was just going through a divorce at that time. I thought, wow, I have said some things about my ex-wife in front of my kids. I thought, oh man, because they said that they internalize that and they take it onto themselves, like it's them that you're saying it about. So I started to, whenever the kids said anything about their mother, I would just only say good things about her. I wouldn't say anything bad. And I just let everything go. And I didn't hate anymore. I didn't, it was a good exercise with the kids there to train me to not hate. it'd be easy to hate someone that, that you're divorcing, but it's not a good thing. I mean, see, that's why forgiveness is a very powerful thing. It can free you from that hate, from being hated. And I think negative energy, when you're pouring out negative energy like that, it can really affect you and everyone around you. I mean, there's so much to be happy for. And even if we've been through some bad things, guess what? Every day is always what? It's always a new beginning. Every day is a brand new start. And you can just start fresh. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Doesn't matter what happened a year ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's a brand new day. And it's the sky is the limit. You can do anything you want within reason. But pretty much you set your mind to something, you can do anything. You can do it. You can do amazing things. So there's lots of reasons to stay positive. And yeah, I saw a TikTok video today. The guy goes, "This might be the most important video you ever watch." He goes, "I know that's a big claim." And he talks about our co-creative consciousness and how we are creating our world. And if we all create something together, thinking the same thing, we create a beautiful world. And that's why I don't watch dystopian movies. I don't want that in my head to be that part of that collective consciousness that would create it, which is what they want. So I'm seeing a glorious future where the sky is the limit and everybody is happy and everybody's like helping each other. Oh, how close to the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico they were filming. Interesting. Yeah, in New Mexico, remember now, New Mexico, the whole state is a military base. There's a labyrinth of underground bases there that, I mean, I think even half of the chameleons are probably, androids collecting data. Let's just say. So looks like Just Josh is still not having any, I've had people call in, they've had hardly any computer experience at all. And they've had no trouble at all getting on there. Do I have to adjust? Oh my goodness, look at Kirk, he's fidgeting around out there. Oh, I hope he doesn't, I hope he's okay again when I land, because I'm flying my spaceship around. It kind of flies itself once I'm up here. So that's kind of handy. Hate is like taking poison, expecting to kill someone else. Interesting you should say that. I was watching Praveen Mohan. Ever watch him? He's got a great channel. Go check him out. He's got a huge channel over there. And he goes to all these Hindu temples and he's, analyzes all the carvings and sees anomalies and so, very interesting stuff. And he was talking about how there was this statue of a girl with one of her toes missing, like the second toe. And he explained that some of these women in those ancient times were raised as assassins. And what they would do is they would feed these women little amounts of poison throughout their life. And to the point where they're so toxic to other people. If they seduce a man, he's dead. So Praveen is wonderful, yes. And so the kings and the pharaohs or whoever these people were, these leaders, kings or whoever, they would they would cut off the woman's toe so they could know which ones of these women were the ones that were poisonous to the touch. So you would stay away from them. So it wouldn't be seduced by one of these sirens, right? So that's really creepy, right? Wow. I wonder how many of those women died when they gave them maybe too much poison. Oops, looks like we gave her a little too much. Need some more volunteers to be female assassins so we can feed you a little bit of poison. Man, maybe they didn't have a choice. I tell you, the things that people did to each other. I mean, let's get back to the golden rule, shall we? Treat others how you want to be treated. Wouldn't that be nice for a change? Oh, I know what else I was going to show you all. How could I forget this? Oh, where is it? Always lost. There it is. There it is. Save America, President Donald J. Trump. October 21st, 2021. Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States. The insurrection took place on November 3rd, Election Day. January 6th was a protest. Yes, so simple. Obvious to anyone with a brain. And not so obvious to people who watch the lamestream media. Six seven five 309, yeah. 8675309. Great song. Great song. Well, there you go. Message from the Prez. There you go. The insurrection took place on November 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th. Remember, when all those ballots magically came in just enough to tip Pedo Joe into the, or Brandon, should we call him? Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Yep. Yipper skipper. So here is another picture from the Dorothy Izat case. Now this picture here is so she would get these flashes of light when she's filming. And this, I've shown this before, this paints a picture. As you can see here is a woman, and this supposedly is her as Minari. And they're in the tunnel, and here's the children that she's protecting. So very interesting. So sometimes these light flashes would paint a picture like this. I think it's just fascinating. And it's just on one frame. So it's like, it goes like what, 16 frames per second or something like that. So you can't really shake it with intent of painting something with light like this and stop it before the next frame comes. It's completely impossible. Like that guy in the trailer, that's what he said. You can't even do this. You can't even do it if you tried. You can't do it. So they're giving these bursts of light messages. And like they said, you know, you get affected by looking at these images. They're awe-inspiring, and they touch you inside. There's something about this. It's transferring energy. And you know what else is interesting? They had a bunch of these pictures that she's taken, blown up into big posters. And she took a picture of one of these posters, and the light on the picture was doing something. So there's a life to this light. And this, when she said, when she sees this light, they're like tubes of light, tubes of solid light. And it's, I'll show you another picture that probably can show you a little bit better what I'm talking about. These are like, I guess maybe the way to describe it is kind of like inflated balloons, like solid, but flowing through the air. Like, but look at this. This is incredible. And like I said, on the frame before it and the frame after it, just a couple dots, like it's a ship. And then in that one frame, it does this, like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 separate little things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 there. But then you have these over here. It looks like it's starting to paint a picture back here, like some kind of face or something here. I don't know. And there's something there. Well, let's play with this a little bit, shall we? Let's increase the light. Give it power. Yeah, I don't know. Can't get it too bright because you lose a lot of the detail. What kind of picture were they trying to paint here? Makes you wonder, huh? Makes you wonder. Sharpen it. And this is from home movie, so the lines aren't very crisp, but they're actually pretty crisp for this one. Go back to the original. Interesting, huh? Or like Spock would say, fascinating, right? Dorothy Izat, yeah. Yeah, Mud Rabbit sent this book to me, and this is the book, Contact with Beings of Light by Peter Gatilla. The Amazing True Story of Dorothy Wilkinson Izat. And there's a movie called Capturing the Light, which is a movie about it. You can check out by Frank Longo, Capturing the Light, 30,000 Feet of Proof. Documentary by Frank Longo. So yeah. And it makes you think of music. Yeah, it does look like music, doesn't it, Mud Rabbit? Yeah. I think he's just not reading my comments to him. Uh-oh, am I not reading something? You read it on your hand? That's a good idea. Yeah, and she did all this on Super 8. The film can't be faked. You can't fake it. I mean, there's no way of faking it. And they've gone through so many tests. They gave her, first they took the camera that she has been using and they examined it. They took it apart. They put it back together. It's just normal. They gave her other different kinds of cameras. She was coming up with the same exact phenomenon. Phenomena, something like that. Oh, referring to Josh. Okay. Yeah, still no one in the queue here. If you want to call in. the name of the photographer that Aaron's showing it. That was a single frame from a home movie footage from Dorothy Izat. She's got 30,000 feet of footage of aliens' hands on the control panel inside the ship. The actual inside of a ship, like the guard railing inside of one of the ships. Here's a picture of Dorothy Izat with J. Allen Hynek when he came to look at her stuff and verified it. Is wow, he gave her advice. Here's a curious one that even has a signature on it, because she said, prove to me that it's you, and they signed it in light. Incredible stuff. Incredible. And she'd ask the discs to do something. Here's a sketch of the face of what these beings look like. She wanted to see inside the craft, and the craft was near her. And this, oops, right here is one being here, another being on either side of it. And it's, again, home movie, so it's kind of fuzzy. That's what they think it looks like, but I think it looks a little different than that. But yeah, it's a great book, a lot of information here. Here's a craft. Let's see, Dorothy has many frames of this derby-shaped object. On her request, they turned around several times to give her different angles to photograph. She would ask it, no, I can't see it. Can you light up a little bit? They'd light up, they'd turn it, however she wanted them to turn. They wanted her to photograph these. They wanted her to do this. I remember now, because she said that when Atlantan, she called it, she was she worked with light. She worked the crystals and light. So, and they used to talk to the light beings through those crystals, through that screen. Trying to find here's the hands on the panel, alien hands on the panel. On this side is like an artist kind of crisped up some of the lines a little bit. Looks like he's putting his fingers into something here. His other hand here is doing something else over here. But those are alien hands on board a craft. She's got tons of this footage. Here's inside an alien craft. There's the guard railing, and there's a clear dome above it, and there's a guard railing around it. So there's the guard railing of an actual craft. Looks like they took some cues from a Russian building. And that's directly from her footage. You can see here too, these white parts here, that's where the film cycles, where it's brought through. So that's actual piece of film there of that image. Fantastic stuff. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I hope she is still alive. Yeah, I just don't know. She was in her 80s when they did this movie. And if I'm not mistaken, it's, let's see, what year did this movie come out? Does it even say? Gosh. The book is from 2003, so this was after that. So maybe 2005 or 2006. Well, usually they have a date on here. I might need to get my magnifying glass to check it out. But yeah, I interviewed the maker of this movie, Frank Longo, right after he won a film award on that film. Best film in a category, and at some festival. that interview no longer exists, so I have to redo it someday, soon, hopefully. I'd love to have him on. I'd love to have Peter Gattilla on too. Peter Gattilla, give me a call. Call in. We'd love to talk to you. So, great book. I'm still in awe. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. You're the best in the West. And so are you, Dark Brain. You guys are the best. Yeah, it's not that hard, Josh. Just do it, Mud Rabbit says. Try one more time, just Josh. Call 1-301-715-8592. When prompted, enter the ID number 876-9539-6085. And there you go. And then enter the passcode 589034. And it's easy as that. And you can call in, or if you'd rather have a more personal presence here on the Truth Quest, you can always find out where I'm launching from and be like William Shatner and just hang on. Just jump on when I'm taking off, and you can come along for the ride. Oh no, she died. Oh no. Oh, that's so sad. She died January? Oh my God. And she was 98. Oh, I should have called her. Well, gosh. Oh man. What a loss. Friends. Yeah, Josh can be up on the other window. Josh can be up here in this window, or one of these windows here. Are these windows, or actually it looks kind of like a Bunsen burner there, doesn't it? Are those lights, or are they like propane? Looks like lights. But yeah, Captain Kirk. You know, maybe I can this make him show up better. Yeah, look at that. There he is, Captain Kirk. See, that's really him. There he is. You know, my little flashlight. You know, when me and my buddies were making Marceau Space Cadets, we'd have like a star field, like a screensaver star field, like stars are going by, and we'd hold up these flashlights like this, but we'd shape them like a spaceship and put them on sticks, and it would look like a spaceship. It was pretty cool. So, low budget hint for you filmmakers out there. Flashlights on a stick looks like a spaceship if you got the right background. There you go. You don't need expensive, special effects. You just need like a flashlight on a stick. Glue a couple wings on it. Boom. Put a little model mulch on there. You never find a flashlight when you need it? Well, yeah, I get these from the local store here. They work on AAAs. They work pretty good. It's got this too, this bank in the front. So there you go. There he is. See, it illuminates him pretty well. There you go. Ah! The light. You know, when I was filming Space Cadets, we filmed some scenes that were never used, and one of them I had a flashlight much like this, and it was my shaver, my laser shaver, and it, They should have a laser shaver that shaves you with a laser, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Why don't they have it? You know what else I think they should have, folks? And why don't they have it? They invented this decades ago. I think I've mentioned this before. Decades ago, some very smart people invented something that should be used on everything noisy. It's a noise cancellation sound wave emitter. What it does is it hears the sound that's coming in and it sends out canceling sound waves to cancel the sound. So you put this on your chainsaw, okay? Now it's not making any noise or very minimal, okay? I've been woken up by those things quite a bit. I don't know what it is about these guys with chainsaws. It's like as soon as the sun comes up or a little bit before, they're out there. I don't know why they can't wait, but they don't. And these things are loud. Okay, lawnmowers, they could put them on there, wouldn't make a noise. Maybe you want the lawnmower to make some noise so you alert kids out of the way, but I mean, vacuum cleaners. I mean, I could go on and on. Jackhammers. You wouldn't have to wear the earplugs. You could just this. Why isn't this technology being used? Why? Has anybody else heard about this? Sound canceling technology. It exists. It's existed for decades, and yet I haven't seen it anywhere. What are they doing? What are they doing? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Dark Brain's coming in. All right, we're letting him in. Dark Brain's going to save the show. All righty then. And he's connecting to audio. Looks like he's connected. Welcome, Dark Brain, to the Truth Quest. Oh. All right, we're letting him in. There he is. Save the show.
Good evening, Aaron. How are we doing?
If I was doing any better, I'd be you.
Haha, right on.
Uh-oh, you gotta mute the stream in the background.
Mute stream.
You know that.
Yep, I think we're all good now.
All right. So what's new in your world?
Oh, not too much. Kind of happy it's Friday. It was a long week, but got a lot done. So
yeah,
chilling now.
Oh, you sent me that wonderful footage. I totally forgot. That's what I can.
Oh,
that footage.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna see if you wanted to play that. I popped the link in the chat right before I jumped on the Zoom.
Oh, you did?
Yes, there's a link there. It's for that salt crystallize.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I'll put
little...
that on. I'll put that on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy with it. It turned out okay. I learned how to do
it. Cool. Is this from the thing you got for free?
Yeah, it's that microscope that someone donated it over from a lab, and then I got the carousel working on it and some other things, but yeah, it seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah, I was really impressed, and I can't wait to show it. I'm really sorry, I totally forgot. It's like I saw it, like, wow, I gotta show this, and I totally forgot.
Oh, that's quite all right. I was still dealing with it.
You know what? My memory is really good. I can remember everything until I walk into another room, and then all of a sudden, I forget. Like,
sort of spatial.
All these new walls. What is this? It's a room I've been in millions of times, right? So here, I'm really sorry that I forgot to, because I meant to do that.
No, don't be. I've been meaning to call in sometime this week and see if you wanted to premiere it, I guess. I did a second one too with germs in saliva.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's okay. You can see something. You can see some movement and whatnot.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Okay.
I'm
here is,
still figuring it out.
so here is NaCl salt crystallization,
Yeah, that's sodium chloride. That's just table salt.
table salt.
Yeah.
That's where they grind up tables and they make salt out of it, right? Is that how they do it? Amazing. Such technology, I tell you. Okay, so here we go. Should we put is there sound to it?
There's no sound.
Okay, we'll turn off the sound then. And here we go. Here we go, folks. You ready for this?
And
Look at this.
this is all real time.
Really?
Yeah, this is real time. The first few are very zoomed in at 1500x
Mhm.
zoom level. So it happens really quick. And this is my first try at video editing. So this video of 2 minutes took me about 10 hours to do, but I'm getting quicker at it.
Editing does take a long time.
Oh, it's forever.
So now that's crystallizing now. So explain how you get it to do. You just put it in water and it just does this, or?
Yeah, so essentially I had to spread out some salt. I mean, I basically put 3 grains of salt on a slide and some drops of water and then let it evaporate. And it turned out that was way too much salt. You couldn't see it very well because it was such giant crystals.
Uh-huh.
So I did a few things to get a very, very small amount of salt and a very thin layer on a very small section of slide. And then what I do here is get it focused in, and I sort of type it out on the screen later on, but I breathe on it. So now these 600x magnification are a little better because it's zoomed out and you get to see a lot.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, and this is right in time. So here it is. I breathe on it. The moisture from the breath redissolves the salt. And then it's such a small amount of moisture, evaporation just like immediately sucks the water right back out, and it just all crystallizes again, like virtually immediately. So right there, I just breathed on it, and it redissolves, and then boom, recrystallizes.
Wow, that's fabulous.
This series here, every time it goes away, is where I've just breathed some breath on it, and then it just comes right back. Yeah, I thought it was fascinating that happened.
It is. We got a call here from Max. Hey,
Oh,
Max.
wonderful.
How you doing?
Hey,
Aaron. We're talking to Dark Brain. He called in and he made this video of, we're going to play it again. That's worth replay. He's got a microscope that he got from a lab. They were throwing it out, and he somehow hooked his camera up to it, and he's showing the crystallization of salt. It reminds me of watching the frost grow on my windshield when my car is cold.
Yeah.
It's very fascinating. And it looks here. It looks like just 2 little pieces of salt. Is that what that is, or 2
It
chunks?
it must just be one little like flocculation point, like a little seed crystal starts, and this is in real time, so it's just one little crystal kind of just growing.
It looks like chrome. Doesn't it look like all those colors in it too?
Yeah, it's using a white light behind it, but it does refract the light enough that you get some spectrum kind of coming through.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little screenshot of this and see if I can manipulate some colors out of that.
Oh, that'd be neat. Yeah, and I might be able to do it a little better next time. I was able to just put my cell phone on a tripod and aim it into the eyepiece. And get
Wow.
it kind of lined up just right, and seemed to work. It's just a cell phone camera, so it's not very high quality, but
I think it's
it
great.
worked.
I think it's fantastic. Oops, that didn't work.
And what's kind of neat about the 600x magnification set, it's looking at the same spot. So every time you breathe on it, add some moisture, and then
Mhm.
it recrystallizes. It's a new pattern every time. Like it doesn't, sometimes you get a few of the same grains in the same spot because there's probably a little speck there that's allowing it to start the crystal, but it's really very different every time.
It's beautiful.
You'd think it'd be almost the same, but yeah, it's very different. Nature's very cool that way. Just such variety.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's wild. Congratulations.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. I did that other one with some germs, and I've got some footage of pond life. So
Ooh.
I'll edit that one up, and then once I get that all figured out, I'll probably try to make better videos of it, like try to take better footage somehow. I don't know how exactly, but somehow.
I just gave you a like. Give him a like on it too.
Oh, right on.
Up on eBay, they've got the very inexpensive USB camera that you can plug into your laptop. And I got one of those. I was just curious how good it was, and it's quite good. And it's great because you can let kids play with it, and you don't have to worry about if they break it because it's about $9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
We took an image of a number of things. It allows you to collect video too. But we were taking video of a fly right after the fly had been killed,
Mm-hmm.
and it was still moving. And you could see the fly. The kids, my friend's kids, were all excited because they could see the hairs on the body of the fly, and there were even little mites that looked like fleas on the surface of the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
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 And of course, they wanted to look at everything. They looked at lint, and they looked at one of the most disgusting things was the belly button.
Oh boy.
You don't realize how dirty your belly button is until you turn that thing on.
Yeah.
But I'd highly recommend it. It's, because you just plug it in your USB and you can, easy to use.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So I messed with the colors a little bit and I got a little bit out. It looks like kind of chromish or some kind of metal, doesn't it? Boy,
It does.
it's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. Cycling through the colors, it brings out some other details you didn't see
Yeah,
initially.
Well,
I got the
now
color.
that you can record images, you could test the whole idea of a water memory. You could take water that you've prayed over or sent positive thoughts into and put a drop on the microscope slide and watch it crystallize and see what kind of crystals it forms when you put positive thoughts versus no thoughts aimed at it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
They say, the positive thoughts make it the crystal's highly organized and nice looking, but if you don't give it positive thoughts, or worse, if you give it negative thoughts, it's very jumbled, not orderly at all,
Mm-hmm.
chaotic looking.
Huh. That's a really good idea. I think I will try something like that. I wonder if I'd be able to distinguish between the two.
Well, you can do it. Of course, you could do it with like a petri dish. You put a little bit of water in there, let it freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You can see with your naked eye to some degree, of course. But you might see a lot more detail, of course, with the microscope.
I wonder what Joey Mormon, what does he do for his germ thing? He's got some kind of pond water or something. Is that what he has?
I've only seen it a few times, but I know that on occasion he'll go grab pond water. He'll go find like an old mud puddle or something and just grab do a water grab from one of those and then start put a little. I'm not really sure his setup exactly. I've sort of seen it, but I don't know if he does it under a slide or if he does if he
Right.
just puts some water like on a slide and or if he puts the covered glass over it or what, but he just searches around until he finds something and he'll zoom in and out. I think
Yeah.
he's got a little nicer setup than I do as far as like the camera mounts directly in there somehow.
Yeah. Well, I think you're getting good results. That he's a very entertaining guy. He's very good entertainer, guitar player, singer, and
Yeah.
multi-talented kind of a guy. He does those funny commercials. Sarge or Tharge or something. Farge. What was it? I can't remember what he called it. Very funny. But yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that.
there was a cable access guy in Minnesota that was goofy like that, and he called himself Dr. Schfincter.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah. Back in the old days, back before memes were even thought of, doing the cable access stuff. So what else is new down there, where you're all at over there? Dark Brain?
Oh boy. Nothing really that new for me. But that you were talking about that Baldwin thing. That's
Yeah.
very ideal. That just happened not too far from me, I guess. Santa Fe, Mexico.
Wow.
I was in Santa Fe. They were filming out there at some movie filming site, but it's like kind of open land. I forget what they call it, but someone was asking if it was close to Zorro Ranch, and it is. It's
Wow.
outside Santa Fe, and Zorro Ranch is just outside Santa Fe, so it can't be, it can't be 20, 30 miles at the most from there. They're both right outside Santa Fe. So
I wonder if that ranch is still still operating. I mean, it was a Epstein thing, but
yeah, it's there. I want to say that maybe it sold recently. I can't remember if I heard that somebody bought it, but I feel like it was up for sale for quite a while. I think maybe somebody bought it finally.
wow.
Maybe Brandon bought it.
Maybe Brandon bought it. Brandon did buy an island near Epstein's Island, and it has a submarine port. So there's that.
Water Island, I think that was called.
Is that what it is?
I think so. I think his brother owns it now.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then that deal with Baldwin was very strange. I mean, it all sounded super weird. That he's on the set, they have these prop guns, but apparently they were real guns, they weren't props. And then somehow it got loaded. Like I've heard that on movie sets they are very strict about if you have prop guns, they triple check it if you can't have any ammo anywhere around it. But somehow it was there. Maybe someone set him up, I don't know. But somehow it had it.
They don't shoot bullets if they have a blank, but there's fire that comes about that far but that's how someone died back in the 90s, I think. That was
Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, on the set of The Crow.
Well, that too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there was a series. There was this young kid and kind of a guy in his 20s or 30s, handsome guy. And they were on the set, and someone pointed the blank gun right at his head. And it burned a hole right through his skull and killed him.
Yeah, there's a lot of force comes out of that.
Yeah, that's not something to play with.
No, it's sure not. And the story they're claiming, I read it on the Gateway Pundit, is that he was given this supposed prop gun. And loaded or unloaded, it doesn't really matter. I mean, he was fooling around with it, doing cross draw and all this stuff. But then they say he was waving it all over, and then it went off.
He's ranting about Trump.
Yeah, and he ended up pointing it. We could understand it was a big accident if they were doing a scene and he aimed it at the bad guy in the scene and some other actor got shot, but he aimed it at the director of photography, this young woman that was the director of photography, behind the camera, not in the scene. Anyway, shoots her. They say the bullet goes through her and then hits the director in the clavicle. They rushed them both to the hospital. She was on a flight to the UNM, University of New Mexico Hospital, airlifted. Anyway, she died in flight. The other guy was taken to a different hospital, and I guess he's okay. But
I heard he shot twice, but he only shot once, you say?
yeah, they claim he only shot once, but it went through the girl and then hit the guy on the other side of her.
I heard it was twice, so maybe they're massaging the story to make it seem less bad, maybe.
Yeah, it's sort of that 48-hour rule. You got to let everything, all the nonsense come out first, and then we'll maybe know partially what happened by the end of it all.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, I'm highly suspicious of it being just one shot. I mean, it's possible, but
I'm highly suspicious of the whole thing.
yeah.
And it's very ironic that here, well, maybe it's not that ironic. It's probably not unexpected that here's this raving lefty liberal that's completely anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, ragging on everybody for it.
American.
And then if he's that afraid of all this stuff, why didn't he have more respect for that? Anybody that's pro 2A is very respectful of weapons. When somebody hands you a weapon, you probably expect them to check it for being loaded. They check it, they hand it to you, and if they hand it to you, you'd probably check that thing too. But he's just making excuses. Oh, why'd somebody hand me a loaded gun? Well, because every gun somebody hands you is loaded, whether it is or not. You treat it like it's loaded.
Right. You never pointed at anybody unless you're willing to take their life at that moment. That's what Bongino said.
That's absolutely right. If you're not willing to destroy what you're pointing it at, don't be pointing it at them.
Right. And it might happen by accident. I mean, just by pointing it,
yeah. So even if you check that thing and it's fully unloaded, you have respect for the weapon and, better yet, respect for the people around you. And you don't just be pointing deadly weapons at people, whether you think it's deadly or not, whether it be a sword or a knife or a gun or whatever. Right. It's just completely irresponsible. But these people have no regard for human life, truthfully.
No.
It's pretty disgusting, because anybody that he's ragging on for, oh, how dare you own this and that, those people he's talking about, they have full respect for that. They would never do something like that. They wouldn't even put their finger near the trigger.
Yeah.
They wouldn't cock it back, and they damn sure wouldn't be pointing it at anybody.
Right.
So it's a little disgusting.
It's terrible.
And then get this, I can't confirm it, but Mimi in chat brought some info. Of course, we'll have to wait till it pans out and see what's up, but the Anons, I'm sure, are going to pick this apart, and we'll know before too long if this is, vetted or not. But she's claiming that the gal that was shot, I don't remember her name, that she is the wife of a lawyer who works for a particular law firm. I don't remember the name of it. Johnson and Lahaney law firm or whatever it happens to be.
Okay.
So she's the wife of a lawyer who works for the law firm. The law firm has a client. That client is Sussman, who is currently under indictment from the Durham report.
Wait a minute. Rewind. So a Sussman lawyer or so
the wife of the Sussman lawyer.
The wife of the Sussman lawyer is the one that got killed?
That's what is being said, yeah. Now, it might not have been his exact lawyer, but it's a lawyer that works for the law firm whose client is Sussman.
Oh, okay.
So it may not be his exact lawyer, but it's a lawyer that works for that law firm. His wife was the one now shot by by Brandon over there. And so, yeah, that if that turns out to be true, it's very highly suspicious, almost like a message is being sent or who knows?
Indeed. Indeed.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, we'll have to wait for the diggers to come up with the real story on that. But man, if that's true, holy moly, that's a big red flag. Big red flag. As if the story wasn't fishy and sketchy enough, that adds a whole new level to it.
Wow. And you know, the fact that he was ranting about Trump, I mean, it makes you think that this woman maybe was defending Trump and he was pointing the gun at her.
Yeah. Yeah, and the guy's so unhinged. I mean, it probably wouldn't have to be much. This guy's spent the last 4 years in full-blown TDS at, every chance he gets, everywhere he goes, on any TV that'll broadcast him, just going completely off on Trump for 4 years straight without a breath. So yeah, he's probably doing the same thing, and she might have just been like, Trump wasn't so bad. What? Well, let's see how you like this. It's
Yeah.
just unleashes. Oh my gosh.
Bang bang. I still think there was 2 bang bangs somewhere. Someone, I mean, they're filming a movie. Wouldn't they be filming of the movie? Because they're always doing the making of. Wouldn't they be? I don't know.
That's true. No, that's true. Especially if he was going off, you'd think maybe one of the, stage crew or something would be like, I'll just press play here on my cell phone camera just to put on YouTube later. Yeah, it seems like there might be footage of that.
Yeah, that could spoil the single shot theory. It's like the Kennedy assassination all over again.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. And it was wild, this guy's say as soon as it happens, he comes out like, oh, why did somebody hand me this gun, this loaded gun? Why did they do that? Why did they
blame it on someone else, Alec, you jerk. He's
coming out. Yeah, no responsibility, just complete trying to blame it on somebody else right off the bat. And I'll give him this. Maybe it was an accident and he thought it was a prop gun that was not loaded. Fine. But at the same time, I won't give it to him that I'll just point out that they have no respect for other people. That they're completely off in their own la land where they can just, even with a fake gun, be waving it at people and pulling the trigger, and just going off like there's no accountability and no, they are above everybody else and able to just do whatever they want. And then this time it turned out to be a tragic. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it was a tragic accident, but it could have been avoided 1,000 different ways if the person would have only had a little bit of respect for people.
Did he apologize, or did he just come out and say, "Why did someone hand that to me"? Did he say?
I don't know about apologize. He's definitely come out and said with the blame game, but he's also said, "Oh, we'll cooperate with law enforcement and everything like that." So, it's sort of not really an apology, but I'm sure soon he's going to be claiming, "Oh, I just feel so horrible. Oh, if only it were me. Please don't prosecute me."
Well, the very first thing he should have said was, "I'm deeply, deeply sorry for what I did. Take responsibility." He's such a creep. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I suspect it's kind of a big distraction. Who knows? Maybe it was meant to be a distraction, but at the same time, I think any normal person, if they had done that, they would be charged with involuntary manslaughter, perhaps, because it was your action that.
Involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could have avoided it by not doing the things you did, but you did them anyway, and now it's happened. I doubt he'll get prosecuted. So far, there's been no charges, but there should be that charge. And if nothing else, their family should sue the hell out of him for involuntary manslaughter.
And Trump should definitely play Baldwin in the next Saturday Night Live. That would be great.
Oh man, that would be epic. It would be over the top.
Over the top. That's right. That's right. Oh. Yeah. Interesting. So I found this picture of a picture I showed from that book. It's a spaceship going up to the mothership. And here's the color version of that. So this is kind of from the Dorothy Izat case. So she was filming this ship right here, going up to the mothership above it. It's a big round under the disc. And this is like a little shuttle going back and forth. And it's kind of fuzzy because, you know, it's home movie. There's no real sharp edges. So, but yeah, very interesting. And I guess the port is in the middle. It goes into the middle, opens up or something and lets it in. It's kind of crazy, huh?
That's pretty wild. And it's got that glow underneath, like some kind of propulsion system.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wish someone would have given her some better cameras, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to catch stuff at night, even with a good camera.
Yeah. But she did. She got a lot of it, man. A lot. So yeah, very interesting. So what's new in your world, Max?
Oh, not too much. I was thinking about what David Wilcock was saying a couple episodes ago about he was saying that the angel Michael had channeled information to him that the consciousness of the Milky Way is called Jesus,
Okay.
and that there were something about the extraterrestrials out there were all flocking to Earth because they had heard that the consciousness of a galaxy and manifests itself in corporeal form, you know, and came to the planet as Jesus.
All right.
And they said that's such a rare event or whatever. Well, anyway, I was thinking about that subject, and so I just happened to do my number thing on Milky Way. And when you do add the digits of Milky Way, you get a 119 or 119 again. I couldn't believe it. And then I said, okay, and then I added up the digits for Jesus, and you get 74 or 74, right? Which adds up to 11. And if you want to make that into a date, the only thing that you can't have 11-0 because there's no 0 day of the month, right? But 11-9 still adds up to 11. You know, if you add 11 plus 9, you get 20, and 2 plus, add the digits, 2 plus 0 is 2. Well, that's the same number you get as if you just take 11, right? 11 is 1 plus 1 is 2.
Okay.
So I thought it was really interesting that Jesus and Milky Way code for, if you're going to convert it to a day, code for the same day.
Did you try Snickers too? Since Milky Way?
No, I didn't try Snickers.
Yeah,
Snickers.
You do all
Good
that.
one, though.
Anyway.
But I just thought it was like crazy that happens to work out that way.
Mhm.
So, the Milky Way is 119, just like the side of the airplane
Mhm.
in Afghanistan that supposedly has Americans on board.
Right.
I think there's some kind of message there. I don't know that I'm right about it, but
Right.
it's
It's interesting.
coincidence anyway.
Yeah.
So
do you have any other suggestions? Something that might be exciting under the microscope for a dark brain to do?
well, there's all kinds of things you look at. You know, you can look at your mouth is full of different bacteria.
Yeah. Yeah, you tried spit, didn't you?
I did. That's the other video I have on there.
Oh,
It
okay.
just basically licked a slide and put a cover plate over it. And if I zoom in all the way at 1000x,
Yeah.
in the eyepieces, I can see movement. And then at the camera, it doesn't see it quite as well, but I can use the digital zoom on the camera to zoom in 8 times more. So essentially 8000x. And then the camera can pick up the movement as well.
Wow.
If it has any diatomaceous earth, that's made of the skeletons of diatoms. So you get these little shapes of the bodies of the diatoms.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can get that. It's pretty cheap at Walmart.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I may have Oh, go ahead.
It's a great thing. It's safe to use in your house to kill fleas, and it's safe for dogs and cats, and it also kills roaches and other things because it scratches their belly and then they dehydrate. And ants works good on ants too. You got an ant colony, got an ant problem. So
I didn't know that.
it's great. It's one of the safest things that you can use if you got, say, outside cats and dogs, and you're worried about they're always getting fleas, and some of these collars anymore are not safe. I've had a number of friends that had their animals die when they put the Seresto collar on.
Oh.
You know, so I don't know what's wrong with it. It's poisoning them or something. But anyway, one of the easiest ways you can put this in their under their bedding material or outside their all around their pen, and all the fleas when they jump across it are going to scratch their bellies and die. So it helps to drop the population over the long term of the fleas. So your pets will be happier, and you'll be happier because they won't. They you know, when you come in the side, sand fleas on the outside like to jump inside too.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and play this video. It's the bacteria colonies in saliva. Is that okay, Dark Brain?
Yeah, please do.
Oh, I'm going to give it a thumbs up too.
This thing is 6 minutes long, but I tried to put the best footage at the beginning.
Okay.
So this first section, it'll like zoom in to the full zoom and look around for a little bit, and then it'll zoom back out. That's probably the best part of it. The rest of it is basically more of the same. It'll be different areas, but you're seeing the same stuff, so you don't necessarily have to play the whole thing. But
is it moving? Any of it moving?
Yeah, you can see it moving a little bit there, but it'll zoom in even further.
I'm seeing some movement. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
At that.
Yeah, those little like sort of circular, I guess colonies or little sacs or something. They seem to be sort of confined to that.
Yeah.
And so you can see some movement. I kind of mess with the zoom or the focus a little bit and try to get it the best I can. But at some point I zoom in full bore with the digital zoom. There you go.
8,000.
So right in there is about the best you'll see.
Interesting. Wow.
There may be a little buffering there too. I don't know, but.
So did you use Listerine before this, or did you? Yeah.
No. I let it simmer.
Let it simmer. Didn't brush your teeth for a week. Don't do that. Oh my goodness.
Some other ideas you might try is graphite from a pencil.
Yeah.
You just get to see maybe the structures of the graphene and graphite, you know?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I could probably get like from a pencil sharpener or something, get some of the powder. Yeah, that'd be really
common sand from outside, because remember, sand from outside is made up of broken down rocks of all types.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see a lot of different colored crystals
Mm-hmm.
in the sand that you can't pick up just looking at it.
Sure. Interesting.
Let's
Interesting.
see. So just dirt, you might see all kinds of parasites and worms and things, and
Oh, that's true.
That's an interesting shot.
Yeah.
per foot
Yeah.
of soil is supposed to have like 100,000 nematodes or worms.
Mm.
That's in the springtime. It's a square foot of area. You know,
Mm-hmm.
1 foot by 1 foot. You can imagine 100,000 worms in there, but that's why a lot of farmers, when they beginning of the year, especially tomato farmers, they use something called methyl bromide because it kills those, knocks back those nematodes, and those worms eat the end of the roots off.
Mm.
Oh.
So the plant can't grow very well, so they have to knock them back so that the plant has a fighting chance. Mother Nature is under assault at all times. You know, it's amazing. You know, it's kind of a violent world we live in.
Yeah.
All these plants are working hard to survive, but they still manage to survive and even thrive.
Ooh, Alka-Seltzer might be kind of fun to see under there, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
A little moisture on the Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, like this particular setup, maybe too zoomed in to see some of that. Like for instance, the dirt, I'd have to get very, very fine dirt. But I think if I put it maybe with like a drop of water, and then
it might be more appropriate for one of those USB things.
Yeah,
the high magnification.
Right. And I might, but I think I will try something like that because there probably is a lot of little bacteria and little creatures in there. But yeah, 1,000, I can zoom back out. You know, this is maximum zoom. It's got 4 lenses on it, so I can go back out to like 40x. I think it's got like 40, 100, 400, 1,000 is the 4 zoom levels. So maybe I could catch it. But even like a single grain of salt in there looks like a boulder. I mean, you can't look at it at 1,000x because it takes up the entire field of vision. But I do have, so I can zoom back out, maybe see a little better on those lower zooms. I've also got access to another microscope that's a pretty nice binocular microscope. I think it zooms up to 40x. So I might mess with that one too for something like the dirt, but maybe I'll need higher zoom on that. I don't know. The diatomaceous earth seems really cool because I bet you'd have to get really close to that, and it's probably pretty finely ground already. And yeah, you might see some pretty interesting fossils in there.
Yeah, because all these diatoms are different shapes.
Look at that
And
thing.
is the diatomaceous earth, is that taken as like a supplement? People take that, or for maybe micro or like trace nutrients?
Diatomaceous earth that's used, yeah.
Ooh.
And sometimes it's used in some toothpaste to provide abrasiveness.
Okay.
In order to scrub out things that are on the teeth.
Right on.
I wonder if diatomaceous earth would have some benefit in the gut to kill parasites. That's something I have to look up. That's interesting. Because maybe it'll do the same thing to the bodies of intestinal parasites that it would do to insects.
Yeah, or maybe
like
give them
and make them dehydrate and die.
Oh, that's
interesting.
Thing to think about. Huh.
Might be a great discovery there.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Because most people don't consider parasites, you know, because most doctors you go to know nothing about parasites.
Mm-hmm.
So,
think she understands.
Well, I'm a little freaked out by them too. That's why I was talking about them because I'm so traumatized by them.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of fixated on them. So
Yeah, we were having quite a chat about spiders in the chat. It was, I mean, I don't want to get too into it because it does freak people out. But
Yeah.
They're creepy critters. I like them though. Truthfully, I mean, they serve a purpose. They do a good job. Like they hunt other stuff. So I like having them around. They'll hunt all the bugs.
Yeah.
And if I see one in the house, I won't kill it. I'll catch it and put it outside. I don't like them in the house necessarily, but I'll save it and go put it outside so it can go do its work.
Yeah.
And I observed a daddy longleg in action one time. You know, they're supposed to be very poisonous, but they're good because they attack the very bad spiders.
That's right. Yeah, they claim they're highly poisonous, but their fangs aren't big enough to bite a human, so they're not harmful.
Right. I watched one time in my bedroom. I had a number of spider webs in the ceiling, and there were spiders in it. I watched this daddy longleg spider go from web to web, killing the other spiders.
Okay.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That would be neat.
I couldn't believe that it was like a hunter. It was hunting out these other spiders. It was crazy to watch.
And they're so spindly, like they'd be weak, like the other spider could just kick their butt, but I guess not. I guess they got that bite, so that's that.
Right. You know, they got the spindly legs, you know, they're kind of a small target, you know?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, hard to get. Huh. Yeah, the only ones I will kill are the black widows. If I see those in the house, they're goners.
Oh, we don't have those here. We have wolf spiders and we have brown recluse spiders.
I guess we need to stop talking about this so we don't freak out more.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. It's easy to get carried away with something like that.
I know, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's an interesting tidbit we were talking about in chat, though. Tarantulas, they're not spiders. You don't have to be afraid of them.
Oh, yeah?
They're not spiders. I've learned that they're not part of the arachnid family.
Do they have muscles? Because spiders don't. They use hydraulics.
I don't know. I forget the exact family name, but they're closer in relation to crustaceans like crabs.
Oh, wow.
They're maybe not the family, genus, species. They're not the same species. They might be part of the same like genus as crustaceans.
Yeah, I have to look into that because I have a hard time believing that.
I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. I had a pet tarantula as a kid, and I had a book on tarantulas, and I fully recall that. But yeah, look it up. It's kind of neat that way.
Interesting. So there's so much life on this planet, man. And that's why, Bernie says that the aliens don't want to come here or spend too much time here because there's so many bugs and so many diseases and so much bad weather. And they don't like it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I went up to, I think it's called Fisherman's Island. It's in Michigan. When I was in high school, we took a big long trip. My friend of mine had a girlfriend in Canada, and so we went up to Canada because we weren't prepared at all. We didn't take anywhere near the kind of money we needed to take. So we get into Canada and we're there for a couple days, and we leave to come back, and there's two bridges you got to cross to come back. And we were searching under the seats of the car and everything, looking for change in order to get across the bridge. And we made across the first bridge, and then we forgot there's a second bridge we got to go across. So they're like, "Oh no, where are we going to find more change?" So we had to open the trunk, and we found a couple quarters there. You know, I don't remember what it cost, but at that time it was a couple bucks, I think. It was anyway. We stopped at this along the western side of Lake Michigan. There's this place, I think it's called Fisherman's Island State Park, and we're actually thinking about camping at this place, and we paid the $7 for the camping fee. So we said, "Oh, this sounds pretty cool. We can go, you know, wade into the Lake Michigan. It's right along Lake Michigan. Everything's fine until dusk hits. I kid you not, there were so many mosquitoes. I've never seen so many mosquitoes in my life. It was literally a cloud of mosquitoes outside.
Oh boy.
I don't see how anybody could survive if they stayed out there for a couple hours. And we actually got in the tent, set up the tent, got inside. And if you rolled up against the side of the tent, you'd have 100 of them trying to bite you through the tent.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, if you can imagine how bad it was. Well, it was so bad that we basically panicked and said, "We're not staying here."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it was a bad time to get out at dusk. We should have waited a couple hours. It would have calmed down a little bit, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So we threw everything in the trunk. We didn't bother pulling anything up. I mean, you have trouble breathing.
Mm-hmm.
If you open your mouth to talk, you've got mosquitoes in your mouth, so you're choking. You know, it's awful.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
And they're
It's unbelievable. The only other time I had that happen is we went down also to there's some kind of state park down there in the I guess it's just east of New Orleans. There's a state park out on the Delta.
Okay.
That's another one you don't want to be at dusk.
huh.
We discovered that the hard way too.
Those things are
Nobody's
voracious.
staying there.
I had a thought, Dark Brain, for your microscope. Do you have any friends in the healthcare industry?
Maybe.
Maybe you could have them grab one of those little vials of that very popular thing that they're doing these days, of a couple drops in the bottom of that thing. Stick them on the old
That's a good idea.
microscope and see if we can find some little gremlin
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that video from the
Oh yeah,
Steve Peters broadcast. It's pretty interesting.
creepy thing. Yeah.
Yeah, video of such a thing would be. Oh, go ahead.
Maybe mosquito wing.
Mosquito wing.
Look at a mosquito wing.
Blood from someone who's had the lollipop and someone who hasn't.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I would be interested to see if you could see a difference, and I think you could, because I don't know if you watch that Stu Peters show much. I scrolled through their Rumble videos. He's got that other one where just on the side, there's that other one where the lady has got photos and video of those discs that are like connecting.
Yeah.
They've got those like almost magnetic connectors that 6-pointed configuration.
Yeah.
That wilded me out there.
That's very, very engineered looking.
Now, this is something I didn't think they've talked about, like CDC. Can mosquitoes bite humans that have had the jab or just the V? And will they transmit
Probably.
the disease?
Kind of a scary thought.
They spit in a little before they suck out. Yeah. Well, there was some worry years ago that could be the way people could get AIDS too. They were thinking about that. But they're starting to get that from this thing too, from the lollipop. So that's, wow.
Oh yeah, it's got the genome in it, built in it. That's one of the non-natural things about it that point to genetic engineering.
I think all of the nurses and doctors who are quitting because of ethical reasons need to start their own clinics where we can all go and not be, herded into the death chambers.
Well, there are people in some states that they're refused to get their children the jab, and so they're even teachers are quitting and starting up
their own schools,
alternative schools.
Yeah, that's the wave of the future now. It's the way it's going to be. Well, folks, it's coming up on almost 1 o'clock, and we started a little early, so I think we should probably wrap this baby up. Any last words, Dark Brain?
I'd just like to thank you for having me on, and thank you to Max. I didn't greet you earlier, but good evening, and it's nice to talk to you. And your calls are always wonderful, very, very interesting. I always enjoy listening to you guys talk it up. So I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
You're a big part of it, Dark Brain. You're an integral part of this show, and so is Mud Rabbit. So thank you, and everybody watching too. So thank you so much, everybody.
Oh yeah, we'd love to have more people call in and talk and share their ideas and opinions. And
well, we had Josh was trying like a trooper to get on, but he somehow couldn't make it. I don't know what happened. But
and I thank all of you, Dark Brain. I thank you, and I thank everybody else. Sometimes I don't say it, but please be honest. If there's times when I say you don't want to hear what I'm saying, tell me.
Okay.
I don't want to detract from Aaron's site or something. So
no, you add to it. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
we just got to watch out about that spider thing.
Yeah.
All right. The 8-step program to forget about spiders, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have nightmares.
Well, thanks, Dark Brain, and thank you, Max, for calling in. I really appreciate both of you and everyone in the chat. We'll see you next time. We might be on this weekend. It depends on what happens, if there's some big news, if Alec Baldwin shoots somebody else or something. We'll see. We'll see. But keep your eyes and ears open. We'll be back for sure Monday and Wednesday. And Wednesday should be the interview with Bernie. It's going to be in the morning. So might go live. I might just record it and then play it later. We'll see. But thank you so much.
Monday.
Thank you. That's on Wednesday. But thank you so much for Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and sometimes on the weekends. So we might see you this weekend. But thank you very much, everybody. Keep your cameras fixed to the skies and keep your phones ready to take that picture so you can come on the Truth Quest and talk about it. Until then, peace in.